What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary top of the movie reaction video, man. Let's go.
With a 6'9" frame and an unparalleled basketball IQ, Larry Bird was a force to be reckoned with on the court. His silky smooth shooting stroke, combined with a fierce competitive spirit, made him one of the most feared and respected players of his era. Beyond the numbers and accolades, Larry Bird's impact on the game extends far beyond his statistical achievements. He embodied the blue-collar work ethic and the never-say-die attitude of the heartland.
That is true, man. Blue-collar individuals, they work really hard. They got a strong, committed, continuous work ethic. And at the end of the day, I feel like Larry Bird really resembled and really, through his actions and his work ethic, represented. Hold up, family. Ain't nothing to it. Really, resembled that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. Let alone, it doesn't matter how much money or how successful he got or how big he got. No matter if his work ethic was televised or not, he was still the same person. Along with blue-collar workers who don't really get as much publicity or nowhere near much publicity as Larry Bird, but it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? The work ethic is still the same.
Determination and clutch performances in critical moments became the stuff of legends. Welcome to the Squad Dawkins channel. Here we give you 10 straight minutes of awesome.
He was the first guy there. He was the last guy to leave. He wore that body.
Turn it back a little bit.
He was the first guy. Nobody worked as hard as Larry. He was the first guy there. He was the last guy to leave. He wore that body out with the jumpers and the running and the movement and the concentration and the focus and the discipline and the sacrifice. He had it all.
Larry Bird dominated his era, and no fact may better prove that point than this one. For 6 straight seasons from 1981 to 1986, Bird was either the MVP or the runner-up, and he also finished in the top 2 spots in 7 out of 8 seasons from 1981 to 1988. Larry Legend is the only person in NBA history to win League MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. From the 1984
League MVP. Run that back. The accolades, though.
to win League MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. From the
I didn't know Larry Bird coached.
1984-85.
Wait. So did Larry Bird, hold up, I want to do my homework real quick. Did Larry Bird coach the Pacers as he was already the executive of the Pacers? And what year was that? I'm curious. Larry Bird, who coached 3 seasons with the Pacers, is an all-time leader for the highest winning percentage. Lost to that. Bird is also the only coach to win the NBA Eastern Conference Championship with the Pacers, but lost the 2000 NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers. That's why, because he was a coach earlier on with the Pacers. I didn't know.
And through the 1987-88 season, Larry shot 51.7% from the field, 41.4% from three-point range, and 90.1% from the free throw line. That means Larry Legend doesn't just have a 50-40-90 season on his resume, but he has a 4-season stretch of 50-40-90 percentages. During that stretch, he averaged 28.1 points per game. Other than the great Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, no player has ever scored that many points per game in a single season while putting up 50-40-90 percentages. And again, Larry did that.
I mean, my man work ethic, like I said, speak for himself, besides the statistics like he mentioned earlier. But when he coached the Pacers, I wasn't even born yet. If he had the Pacers lead to the 2000 year finals, bro, I wasn't born until 1999, bro. So, type amazing, man. What he done in such a short amount of time.
For a 4-year stretch. Larry Bird has one of the greatest performances of all time that people don't talk about quite enough. Officially, only 4 players in NBA history have ever achieved the incredible quadruple-double, and Larry Legend was very close to joining this elite few. It was on February 18, 1985 against the Utah Jazz. According to Larry himself, this may have been the greatest game of his career, as he poured in 30 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 9 steals, and 2 blocks on 59.1 shooting. The Celtics were destroying the Jazz in just about every aspect, and at the end of the third quarter, they were leading by 22 points. Due to this, Bird didn't even play in the fourth quarter. That means he...
Wait, bro, you scored 30 points and didn't even play in the fourth quarter, bro? Bro, my man had just been going back to back within those 3 quarters, like making it count. Like, not even in the fourth quarter.
almost put up an insane quadruple-double in only 3 quarters.
That's embarrassing.
Casey Jones was the Celtics head coach, and when he realized early in the fourth quarter that Larry was only one still shy of the historic quadruple-double, he asked him if he would like to go back into the game, but Bird refused and said he already did enough damage.
His shot was just so, perfect, and not only was it perfect, my mother-in-law nicknamed his jump shot Silent Death because when he...
Not your mother-in-law sitting here nicknaming Larry Bird shots, bro. I know he had to be, mad inside, yo. I know he had to be really?
Shot it, the ball just, rolled in the air, and it was almost like it was playing a song, the way it was, just moving in the air, and then it would just swish through.
Larry shot 37.6% from three-point distance, which is an even greater percentage than Damian Lillard's, who now many people are putting in the conversation of the greatest shooters of all time. Larry was also much better from three-point range in the second half of his career over the first. The reason for this is because Larry's rookie season in the NBA was also the year that the NBA introduced the three-point shot, which...
Dang. So when my man came and was a rookie in the NBA, they was just now introducing a three-point shot. So what was it, just twos and ones? That's like street ball, ones and twos, twos and ones, you know what I'm saying? I wonder what made the NBA incorporate the three then. What made them be like, okay, since they shooting from this range, we're going to make this a three. I'm curious.
1979. This means that Bird wasn't practicing the three ball throughout his years in high school and college. Instead, he literally developed his three-point shot during his years in the NBA, and he hadn't mastered it until the mid-80s, which drastically affected his career percentages. On top of that, Bird was an even better shooter when it mattered the most, as he shot 42.2% from three-point range over his career in the NBA Finals. That finals percentage is greater than the finals efficiency of both Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
This guy, I think he was born to play basketball. Seeing him come in and making the adjustment early, taking a team that had won 20 games the year before, next year, they're 40 plus, and the next year is 60.
Larry Bird had one of the best rookie campaigns in recent memory, even if he came when he was supposed to compete with other elite stars like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Julius Erving to win an MVP award. The forward averaged 21.3 points and 10.4 rebounds per game, while also showing the capability to dominate defenses. Unsurprisingly,
Don't get me wrong. I felt like not only did Larry Bird show up when he needed to show up, his defense backed up his offensive swagger. You feel me? I don't know. It just all came together beautifully.
Larry accumulated MVP votes and managed to finish fourth in the MVP race as a rookie. He immediately turned the Celtics franchise around. A year after winning 29 games, Boston, with Bird leading the charge, won 61 games. Bird won Rookie of the Year, shooting 47.4% from the field, 40.6% from three, and 83.6% from the line. The Celtics had yet another superstar in their history, but this one was seemingly a little different. At age 23, Bird only finished runner-up to Kareem, Irving, and George Gervin in the MVP race. In the 1980-81 season, a year after making the Eastern Conference Finals with rookie Bird on the squad as the best rookie in the league, the Boston Celtics once again had their star for the season. Bird went out with a bang, competing in 82 games. The forward's numbers were very consistent, as he posted 21.2 points and 10.9 rebounds per game, while leading the Celtics to the best record in the East. No team could stop the player when he was cooking as a scorer, passer, and rebounder.
How could they? You feel me? How could they stop him? Let's be real. It's just a simple fact that Larry Bird, felt so sorry for the team that the game is already done, and he already know that his team and the Celtics, he already know his team won. So even him having some type of change of heart, already done enough damage. You feel me? Like,
Celtics ended up defeating the Houston Rockets in the NBA Finals, which capped off an all-time great season by Larry and his first NBA championship.
not Larry over
Bird
there.
finished
Not Larry over here with the cigar though. Or the
an all-time great season.
Larry with the cigar though. Larry.
Larry and his first NBA championship. Bird finished second 3 times before he finally captured his well-deserved MVP award. Bird's stat line during the 1984 season was incredibly complete with 24.2 points, 10.1 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.8 steals, and 0.9 blocks per game. As expected, Bird won his first MVP award and also winning in 7 games against the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. Bird had the highest MVP finish of his career to date in the 1984-85 season, when he posted 28.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, 6.6 assists,
28.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 6.6 in 80 games, bro. In 80 games. I don't even think nobody doing that to this day in the NBA. With all the modern technology and the things to help out with injuries and all the mental health consciousness and all the bodily injury awareness. You know, all the awareness put in place to protect the player, of course, which I actually support. But it's a simple fact that all these things, I felt like just back then, back to what he said in the beginning, the blue collar work ethic, right? I feel like some players still have that work ethic today in the NBA, but it ain't never just gonna be as extreme as Larry Bird's, because Larry Bird's back then, you know, I feel like they didn't have that much modern technology to overcome the injuries, or he still would have been playing longer than when he played, right? So I support because mental health is important. You know, taking care of your body is important. But back then they just played, you know, and if it was like they played until it was blood on the floor, and like if it was a real injury requiring surgery, but they pushed through that joint. Like, look at Kobe Bryant. He popped his finger back in place. He had some incidents. You know, he still went on the court, did his free throws. It was just that grit, that hunger, how bad you wanted it. But then I feel like on the flip side, it's some people that could be in the NBA that just feel so pampered that they could that can be them being tempted to be complacent in a way. You know what I'm saying? Towards, you know, really having that blue collar work ethic towards the game. And that's just food for thought. That's just a topic of conversation. You know, there's always someone out there that'll still work harder no matter how many resources you give them, and there's someone out there where you could give them as much as resources and they'll get complacent and feel pampered and feel comfortable where they feel like, okay, they made it and they have all the resources around them and they get comfortable with those resources being there, not knowing how long those resources will last. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think nobody doing these stats. My point, what I'm trying to make is I don't think nobody's doing these stats like that to this day. You might got LeBron, he balling out, but you know, shout out to modern technology, which is helping LeBron get through as he gets older, and he's one of the oldest individuals in the NBA. But like I said, I feel like if the same resources that individuals got in the NBA today were given to Larry Bird and them back then, I feel like Larry Bird would play longer than the projected time he did play, let alone having more stats to give like this is legendary, you know?
6 steals and 1.2 blocks per game. He finished first in the MVP race. The superstar Celtics player came ahead of legends Magic Johnson and Moses Malone. Bird had the numbers to win the MVP award, and the narrative was on his side because the team finished first in the East. Bird began staking his claim as possibly the most dominant talent at the small forward spot in NBA history. Larry was also one of the most clutch players in NBA history. He had numerous game-winning shots in both regular season and the playoffs, and he was known for making the big play when his team needed it most, whether on offense or defense. Larry was arguably the greatest passing forward of all time. His court vision, high basketball IQ, and team play was off the charts. This aspect of his game is sometimes overlooked because of the reality that he played in the same era as Magic Johnson. But as far as 6'9" small forwards go, Larry was as close to Magic's passing skills. Larry averaged a whopping 10 rebounds per game over the course of his career. He wasn't just a solid rebounder, he was one of the all-time
Now that's a legendary stat because not even big guys like Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, they're capable of, but 10 rebounds a game, come on, bro.
at it. Among primary small forwards, Larry has the third greatest rebound per game average in NBA history. These are one of those stats that testify to the hustle and heart that he played with each and every night of his career. Bird was also an underrated defender. Larry played with heart and effort on both sides of the basketball every game. He wasn't the greatest shot blocker, but he did average more blocks per game over his career than LeBron James has. Larry also averaged a high 1.7 steals per game over his career. He was tenacious and scrappy, and he was a quality on-vault offender. He also made 3 all-defense teams in his career. In 1985, Bird was at home with his mother and was wanting to help her build her new driveway.
Yo, that's his twin. Same nose and everything.
Bird was out there shoveling gravel for his mom. Something happened that would change the rest of his career. Bird brutally injured his back, which would then be an ongoing battle with pain and
Shoveling, period. That's like shoveling. I said shoving. Oh my goodness. That's like shoveling heavy loads of snow, right? After a while, you keep arching your back and arch your back. You know what I'm saying? They usually say, well, even when you squat, like look face up, squat all the way down, use your legs when you lift things. But shoveling, you could easily be tempted to arch your back because you're so busy focused on picking up, the snow and stuff. So, but gravel, that's a different breed.
spasms for the rest of his career. Ultimately, these back issues would play a part in Bird leaving the game earlier than many other athletes. Though while this injury begun and took place in 1985, Bird still played 7 seasons after that injury. In 1986, with the back injury and the enormous pain, Bird won his 3rd MVP in a row. He is the only player to ever accomplish this since the NBA merger.
I'm really proud to receive this award for the 3rd time, but I really don't feel that my career is over. I think I can win it some more.
The best part about Larry Bird wasn't the fact he won 3 straight MVPs. It wasn't how he won Rookie of the Year and then guided the Boston Celtics to 3 championships in the 80s. What's best about Bird is he never changed. With the Celtics, he was the same guy he was at Indiana State.
Exactly. Original form came with the authenticity. Very authentic guy. Never let the fame or anything else, his accolades or anything change him. He still remained the same with the same mindset moving forward.
Same guy he was at Springs Valley High School in French Lick, Indiana. Bird never cared about glory. Fame and fortune never changed him. Individual achievements didn't motivate him. He was all about winning. Tell us in the comments, what is your favorite Larry Bird moment? And if you enjoy this
Legendary, man. Legendary. My favorite Larry Bird moment was when he played the Sonics, I should say. Or should I say when he played what's this guy name, man? Give me a minute. I gotta remember. Who did Larry Bird play? I can't remember his name right now. I'm trying to look it up to figure out who it was. What's his name? I know they went back to back 4 quarters. What's this man's name? He was like hold up. I'm trying to remember his name. Hold up. I'm trying to figure out. Let me fast forward. Larry Bird played 4 straight quarters. Back to back against. Uh, it was the Atlantic Hawks. He played against a guy who was on the Atlantic Hawks. Um, Atlanta Hawks NBA legend. There we go. Dominique, I couldn't get it out. Dominique Wilkins, man. Our favorite moment was when him and Dominique Wilkins, you know, Dominique could have, eliminated the Celtics, but he didn't, because the play, Larry Bird and them knew the play at that time. So they got them to scramble for another play. They had to basically freestyle or some way, find a way to score from the inbound. Long story short, Dominique Wilkins didn't get the ball. Some other player tried to go up, missed the layup, and ever since then, Larry Bird defeated them and they lost the series. Not to mention how Dominique Wilkins' teammate, even though Larry Bird was going through those foot injuries, added more fuel to the fire by talking smack about Larry Bird, telling Dominique to stop this guy. And it just made him more furious, and he just came unstoppable and defeated the Atlanta Hawks, and that was it. It was the Atlanta Hawks. So that was my favorite moment. Comment down below, family, yours. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up, man. Subscribe to that YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. Comment down below any legendary type of movie reaction videos you guys like to see. And on that note, family, peace.